Well, greetings, my majority of YouTube followers. What do we have here today? We have the Marantz 510, all just about buttoned up. The lid's still loose. I don't want to curse it while I'm still testing by putting all the last screws in. Every tech knows that's a curse. Never put the last screws in until you're done. Um, Anyway, yeah, so what do we have? We got the recaps all done, and we're setting up here to take some power output and distortion measurements. And what do we have here? We have this old dummy load I made out of elevator resistors a long time ago, years and years ago, and that is plumbed into the power output there. And channel 1 of the scope over here is snipped onto that guy in such a way that it won't get melted because that resistor gets very, very hot. And using the signal, the sign coming out of the Keithley here, which also is hooked up to the output as well on those two probes sticking up the top there. Those will tell us both voltage, which we'll use to calculate power, and those will tell us also the THD that we're getting. So let's start with what the amplifier claims. What does the amplifier claim? It claims, well, we're using a 8 ohm load at the moment. I can reconfigure my little dummy tank over there to be 4 ohms, but let's just start with the 8 ohm measurements. It should give us 256 watts at 0.1% THD. So that's a pretty bold claim. Let's see if we can get it. Well, and it's 20 to 20 kilohertz too. So let's start off. Let's start off with our source at 20 hertz, and it's already there. Okay, and let's see here. Our output is 2.26 volts. Which, if we look here at our spec, it claims that 2.26 volts is the full output. So that's what we should get. So 2.26 volts it is, and there we go. And what we'll do is we'll use the gain knob here to gradually ramp it up now that we're giving it full output power. So let's begin by ramping up the gain. And we're starting to, okay, finally triggered. Let's shrink our horizontal a little bit so we can see a little more of the waveform. And let's begin to ramp it up. And where are we with our THD? We're getting up around 30 volts. No clipping yet. Keep going. And that is it. That is the top, and I do not see any clipping. It doesn't look like the distortion meter sees any either. We're getting 0.01%. That is, wow, that is 10 times better than the spec. But what kind of power are we getting? AC volts, 45.65 volts. So the quick math on that, 45.65, enter, square it, divide it by 8. 260.4 watts. So we are actually getting 4 watts greater than the stated output power. And we are getting, if I'm not mistaken, 1 order of magnitude better distortion. Yeah, look at that. It's very, very low distortion. And still holding up here good. And let's see. Oh yes, those are getting very, very toasty very, very quickly. What about the air coming out? Yeah, we're definitely getting increase in the air, the heat of the air. I suspect, and I want to test, I'm going to let this run for a few more seconds, and I'm going to make sure the air doesn't warm up too much coming out of here. Make sure I don't want to cook this channel. But what should happen relatively soon is the thermal switch should kick this fan into high speed. Running this channel at full output. Now let's see, do we have the peak light is not lit? So we are not peaking it. at least according to the peak indicator. We already know we're not peaking it by looking at the scope and by looking at the THD. It's clearly not clipping. So we may be running this thing at full output, but we're not torturing it necessarily. But before this thing goes back, I want to make sure that those old bimetallic temperature switches still do what they're supposed to do. There's two of them there. There's one for the high and low speed that kicks in at 60 degrees Celsius, and there's another one, I forget what temperature it's at, but it's at a higher temperature, and if that one gets triggered, then it cuts the output completely to the channel. So there's very little chance what I'm doing is going to blow this amp up at this stage, because I've done all the biasing, I've done, I've checked everything out, I've recapped it, and unless both of those bimetallic switches were dead, it should not overheat. I am in a nice cool basement, so it is getting very cool air fed to it. In fact, the top of the amp is still very cool. Side is getting warm for sure. Definitely getting warm along the side. This is the channel that's being driven right now. It's the one that's facing me. You have to be careful. I don't want to touch that. That's 45 volts. That's enough to get a tingle. Okay. Well, while we're waiting for it to heat up, let us back the power down just a little bit, take it off of max. Let us increase the frequency. So let's go, we're at 20 hertz, let's take it up to good old 1K. Ooh, I can hear it singing, hear that? You can hear it singing. Is that the dummy load? No, that's the amplifier. It's not the dummy load. Okay, well, we need to do our horizontal other way. Okay. Why is it acting like that? That's strange. Why is it all of a sudden offset like that? What button did I hit? Anyway. Okay, weirdness. Anyway, so let us take a look at our AC volts. 23. So we're putting out we're putting out about 60 watts or so. Let's take a look at the THD. Ooh, vanishingly low. Ha! Wow. Less than 1/100%. Okay, well, let's, wow, you can really hear the amp singing now. That's full power. No clip light. 0.004 or 0.005% THD. That's like better than 2 orders of magnitude better than what they're claiming. That's just astonishing. Let's take a look at the, not the math. Let's take a look at the, get out of here. Okay. AC volts, 45.7. So again, we're up above the claimed power. Let's see exactly how far. Let's see, 45.7 entered times 8 divide, 261 watts. No clipping, but boy, the amp sure is singing, isn't it? Okay. I hope testing 10K isn't going to be so audible. That's going to suck. Fair warning. Okay, let's go up. Shift frequency. No. I'm going to go source. $10K. Okay. Here we go. Oh, yeah, I can hear it. Oh, that's pretty ugly. Oh, that's rough. Yowza. Let's do the horizontal scaling. Come on, why is it... What's going on here? What is going on? I don't know why this horizontal time mode normal, real time, auto scale. There we go. Just auto scale it. Okay. Man, that is harsh. I'm gonna do this for not as long as turn it all the way up. Oof. But look, the THD is tiny, 0.003%. No clipping. Oh, not shift. AC volts. Okay, again, we're up at 260. Okay, I'm going to turn that down. That's awful. 260 volt. There's 260 watt range. So again, we're just beating the pants off the paper specs here. This is incredible. So let's you know, for the younger ones out there, watch out because we're going to 20K now. Sign out. No, wait, no, 20K. Here we go. Here it comes. The ugliness. That's weird. Like, I can't quite hear it. I think my ears are too old, but I can kind of feel it. I can sense it. It just kind of gives me this uneasy feeling. I can kind of, it's weird. Again, let's take a look at the THD. 0.01. So it's a little higher up there, but not much, and still almost an order of magnitude better than their published spec. Oh, it's giving me a headache and I can't even hear it. That's so weird. Okay, we're turning that down. Whew. Well, so there we go. Meanwhile, I did want to heat this channel back up. So let's put this back on a more reasonable frequency, like 60 hertz. Oh, wait, no, not that one. Oh, wait, is that 6 hertz? 0.00? Oh, yeah, that is 6 hertz. No, we want 60 hertz. All right. Let's run that back up. Full power at 60 hertz. 0.004% THD. Just amazing. Yeah, 45.7. That's like 261 watts. Okay, yeah. This channel is definitely up to snuff. I'm going to bring the gain down just a little. Let's run it at about 26, 27 volts out. I do want this channel to heat up. I want this channel to heat up, and I want the thermocouple to kick in. So this is basically the last video for this amp. I could show you doing the other channel. It's going to be exactly the same procedure. I don't think I'll find anything wrong with it. If I do, I'll probably wind up making this video longer. So if the video's ending now, you can rest assured that the right channel performed just as well. And that concludes the service video on this Marantz Model 510. Cheers.